As a heads up, there are some incredibly light spoilers ahead, nothing from the endgame or postgame stuff though. Mario Odyssey is blowing the doors off the platforming genre with its tight controls and joyous design, but it's Nintendo's attention to detail that really makes this game out of the world. Here are 10 Super Mario Odyssey details that you might have missed. Number 1. Mario's napping friends change from world to world. If you manage to put down your Switch long enough to eat or sleep, you might have noticed that Mario takes a nap if he's been idle too long. That big nose of his is apparently irresistible for local birds, who will quickly make that substantial schnoz their new perch. And each kingdom comes with its own wildlife. Everything from a filthy goddamn pigeon in New Donk City to a familiar Mario 64 penguin who shows up in the Snow Kingdom. Birds don't land on Mario's nose in every single level, however. If you pick the right spot in Seaside Kingdom, you'll get something even better, and Mario must prefer this as well, rather than waking up to yet another mouthful of bird shit. Number 2, Mario calls back to an old game whenever he gets a moon. There are hundreds upon hundreds of moons to grab in Mario Odyssey, so it's understandable for small details to be lost in the mix, like Mario's hand. There are a couple celebration gestures here. It almost looks like rock, paper, scissors, but what's really happening is a series of callbacks. The peace or victory sign is from Mario 64, the open palm is from Sunshine, and the fist from Galaxy. This attention to detail displays Nintendo's genuine respect and honor for its long legacy. And if that means respecting Super Mario Sunshine, well, nobody's perfect. Number 3, fun with fossils. The fossils are easy to overlook in Cascade Kingdom since you're probably busy becoming a T-Rex at the press of a button. But if you look closely on these breakable mounds of dirt, you'll see prehistoric fossils that date back to the 8-bit era, which is only fitting for a Mario game. Number 4, the hidden features of Mario's ship. In addition to being an allusion to Homer's epic journey, the Odyssey is also the name of Mario's ship. You can add all sorts of stickers and trinkets to deck out the Odyssey, but the ship itself has a few neat wrinkles as well, including a couple secret entrances. Normally you walk into the Odyssey through the front door, but if you're feeling athletic, you can flip to the top of the roof and ground pound your way in. Or for a fun throwback, try the crouch button on the exhaust pipe. Around the front of the vehicle stands a globe used to travel and to deposit moons, but if you use it in a way that it isn't intended, you get a nice little musical Easter egg. Jumping on the globe makes it play Jump Up Superstar. The Odyssey is pretty comfy on the inside. So comfy, in fact, that Mario falls asleep extra fast if you stand on the bed. Sleeping on a leather couch in Spaceship is almost as good as napping with a dog on a beach. Almost. Number 5, copious costume references. As far as I'm concerned, Mario Odyssey might as well be a dress-up Mario simulator with a fun platforming side game built around it. While some of the costumes are pretty straightforward color swaps, you can dress in Waluigi's colors if you want to feel like a pointy creep, others act as sneaky Easter eggs and references to Mario's past. Like this Explorer's outfit, which originated in Mario's Picross for the Game Boy in 1995. A little more recently, we had an awesome Japanese 3DS commercial, which featured clashy duds that have since shown up in Mario Odyssey. And Mario doesn't have just any chef's outfit. Those big buttons and the red handkerchief tied around his neck are a clear shout out to Yoshi's Cookie on the NES. Mario's mechanic outfit goes deeper into the weeds, and it's ripped straight out of 1988's Japan-only Famicom Grand Prix 2. Not surprising, but worth noting that Mario's golf outfit can be seen on the cover of NES Open. Mario's scientist gear is a replica of Mario's look in the Super Game Boy commercial from 1994. Mario's boxer shorts, and his faint, tiny nipples, were only revealed earlier this year, but the same outfit appeared in an official Nintendo digital wallpaper back in 2016. Similarly, Mario's scuba gear was first seen in a Club Nintendo calendar that was sent out in 2015. That calendar is also where we first saw Mario's samurai outfit, but we really should have known something was up when Shigeru Miyamoto appeared on Jimmy Fallon with a Samurai Mario on his t-shirt. Mario Odyssey has been in development for years. This is pure speculation, but these calendars and wallpapers and t-shirts sure make it look like we were getting a look at Mario Odyssey concept art without even knowing it. Which means, if Nintendo ever puts out strange new official art in the future, you probably want to pay attention. Number 6, stealthy musical moments. Here's a Mario Galaxy audio cue hidden in plain sight. Or whatever the ears version of sight is. Number 7, a Game & Watch cameo. Here's another easy one, but whenever Mario engages in an activity that has an online leaderboard, a character in the style of Game & Watch appears. Best known these days as a Smash Bros. Contender, Game & Watch goes back to the handheld electronic gaming era of the 1980s. The recognition of Nintendo's handheld pass on the Switch is almost sweet enough to make you forget how infuriating it is to try and hit the volleyball 100 times. Number 8, details in New Donk City. More or less everything in New Donk City references the Donkey Kong series in some way. Billboards like Diddy's Mart and Dixie Street are crystal clear references to Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong. Street signs are also direct references, from the sometimes playable Cranky Kong to helpers like Robbie the Rhino to the little scene King K. Rool. On top of that, every single taxi in the city has the same license plate. Diehards will know that 1981 is the year that Donkey Kong first made it to arcades. Number 9. Clever incidental dialogue. The translation team at Nintendo's Treehouse has been turning out fantastic work lately, and Mario Odyssey hides some of its best dialogue in certain situations, like when Mario is on top of a Sphinx's head, for instance. It really does seem like Nintendo planned for every eventuality. One of the best bits can be seen after you get a little too rowdy with this man's RC car. Super Mario Odyssey is one of the brightest, most joyous games in years, but sometimes it pays to be a little bit of an asshole. Maybe the best written touch comes during the wedding at the finale. No, that's not a spoiler. Depending on what costume you're wearing, Bowser might comment on your choice of clothing. If you should, say, wear Bowser's own wedding tuxedo, he'll compliment you on your fine taste. But when you show up decked out in clown gear, Bowser's willing to let you know that he's not a huge fan. If you really want to impress Bowser, you could wear Peach's wedding dress. And should you put on a certain brother's duds, Bowser just won't remember you at all. Green Mario just can't catch a break. Number 10. Nintendo knows expert players are going to try to break the game, and they reward those who do. Never before has Mario had more movement tools at his disposal. With so many options for mobility, including skillful hat throwing and bouncing, hardcore players are finding countless exploits and level skips. Like this one. At the end of that series of jumps is a gap in the railing, perfectly placed for anyone to see. They're inviting you to try to break the game, only to show you later on that they're onto your shenanigans. Look at this level in Sand Kingdom. You could backflip and wall jump your way to the top and skip over every obstacle. Pretty classic Mario stuff, but Nintendo knows you've thought of this, and they've left a little present for your hard work in attempting and failing to break their game. These coin caches can be found all over the place, and the more you have to go through to get there, the bigger the treasure trove awaits you. Nintendo could have left these little areas empty or erected invisible walls to render them inaccessible, but those fat stacks of coins are a message to the biggest Nintendo fans. We see you and we appreciate you for caring about our game enough to backflip wall jump into a cap dive on top of this ancient ruin. And if that's not a thank you card already, it really should